What's up, everybody? Mamolian is back yet again with another altered video. This time we're upgrading the Lyra Starter Deck. If you missed out on the first one, you can go back and watch that. I did that on Izmir. We're going to start knocking out the rest of these decks here. So just an overview, just like last video. I combined 3 starter decks. I wouldn't do that now. I think 2 is good enough. And then you can just purchase a couple singles here or there. We now have stores that like Gamers Guild in Arizona that are starting to sell singles for a pretty decent price. Again, when I originally made these videos and had this video idea, pretty much the only thing that you really could get on a consistent basis safely was the starter decks and then the booster boxes as well too. So my card evaluations are based off of Trickster's videos, which I will link the video for the Lyra video in the description as well too, so you can go check those out. I'm trying to meet the best of both worlds. I want to be able to provide a competitive deck that you could take and sleeve up right away at an LGS, and then also have some decent staples for your other one as well too. So, looking at the numbers, there are 27 copies of cards, and this is if you play 3x of every card that's rated 3 out of 3 for Navenka. There's 12 that are rated 2 out of 3, which brings us to a total of, yes, 39 out of 39 cards are playable or staples for Navenka herself. So obviously that's great value when you're considering what you're getting for starter decks. The fact that you have literally playable cards. There's not a single quote unquote unplayable card that comes with your deck. And then for the bonus, Arak, who is one of the other Lyra heroes, she has 12 cards that are rated 3 out of 3, or excuse me, 12 copies of cards that are rated 3 out of 3. So 4 cards rated 3 out of 3. And then 18 copies of cards that would be um, considered playable. And then for Finn, it's 9 and 24. So she has similar numbers, but she has less. And Finn just wants to play a different game in Lyra. She is probably one of the better Lyra Festival characters. Or that's at least how I've seen the build so far for how she's been. So she has the least amount of staples to gain from the starter decks, but she still gets a ton of playable units here as well too. So I wanted to take a look at what I have put together for Navenka. This is, again, taking 3 starter decks and kind of mushing them together here. As you can see, I chose for my rares a Kadrigan Mage Dancer. He's just filling in the whole um, you roll die, you get stats type of deal. Same thing with Ouroboros Trickster. Esmeralda, again, you don't have a ton of play when we're considering that literally every card is playable in this deck. It's just figuring out what you would really like. Like, I love the rare Tanuki just for the ability to have sabotage from hand and sabotage from the reserve, as well as an incredible ability. The Ouroboros, which is a Lyra Bastion, being able to roll, um, excuse me, roll 2 different die and be able to pick whichever the best result is. Off you go is that much needed from hand removal. I say from hand because I rarely, 4 is a lot to pay for this effect from the reserve, so I typically only ever play this from hand. But between the rare Tanuki and the out of faction rare, off you go here. 6 copies of sabotage. I think that's not a bad. It's probably running for about average for what you would need in the deck. And there's Asmodeus. So there's just not a lot here to talk about. Now that I do like this new deck list thing here as well too. The last one I had to go through Altered GG's website, or Altered's official website.gg, and I just had a hard time getting stuff to pull up and then go back and read cards and things like that. So yeah, so it's not a very long video here. Pretty much everything's playable here. It's kind of a low to the ground. It's weird because it's kind of a control deck, but it is also quote unquote low to the ground because the most expensive unit is a 5, and that's our rare Asmodeus, and then that's about it. Everything else is 4 and below, so you can get some really solid combos as you're getting into those later parts of the days where you want to have the nice combos of playing a 3 and a 2, or a 2 and a 2, so on and so forth. There's no one cost cards in the deck, I will say that, but I don't think you're missing out a ton on one cost. You just kind of have to, again, Lyra is all about, especially in Evenka, it's just managing those zeros, managing your risk, especially when it's considered to those die rolls. I know that we had players. I was part of the TO staff at Gen Con for faction tournaments, but there'll be players where they have the Expedition 1 and they'll roll an Evenka just to try to see if they can get the anchor, and then they wind up rolling the 1, and now they've gone from winning the Expedition to either losing it or it becoming a draw, simply because the rival didn't have anything there, but because an Evenka player rolled extra, they just messed it up. So yeah, so if you are playing Evenka and Blotch, I know this is primarily more just by like how to upgrade the starter deck to be a lot more consistent. As you can see here, we're only running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're only running 13 different cards, and we're just running them all at 3Xs, so it's just super consistent, and we can kind of see and pull off our combos as much as we possibly can. So that'll do it for the video. I will have the other factions coming up throughout the week, and then next week on the 21st, yes, on the 21st, we will have the 21st or 22nd. And now I'm recording on the 21st for the second episode of Conquer the Tumult, the TTT podcast. We'll be talking about deck building. I'm excited about that. I have the North American Organized Play Manager, Justin Parnell. He will be my guest for there as we talk about deck building on the competitive scene. So if you are looking forward to that, I want to stay tuned to that. Please like and subscribe to the channel and make sure you have your notifications on so that way that'll pop across your live feed once that is up and running. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye now.